Hello everyone, it's Nancy Amato, the Be More Stamper. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Come on in and just have a seat and relax. It is such a busy time of the year. Getting ready for the holidays, celebrating your holidays. It's a lot. It's a lot, isn't it? So just come on in for a few minutes and we're going to sit here and create a beautiful Hanukkah card today. We are now currently in the Hanukkah holiday, so I have a few cards I still need to deliver to my friends, and hopefully you'll be getting some challah bread with your Hanukkah card as well. So sorry I'm late, but you know, that is one of the great benefits of having 8 nights of Hanukkah, right? There we go. Alrighty, so today we're going to be using the Celebrate the Miracle stamp set. Now this stamp set is not in any catalog. You can only find it online in my online store. The catalog number is 165131, and this stamp set sells for $24, okay? So you get lots of great imagery here in the bottom, lots of wonderful sayings, and it is a photopolymer stamp set. So it is made with the photopolymer. It's clear, so you can see right through it, right through your block, in order to be able to line things up very easily. Alrighty, let's get started. We're gonna make this beautiful card today. Let me move my stamp set case onto the floor. This is the card we're going to make today. And I want to try to give you a little bit of, I'm going to raise this up. Hopefully we can see it. There is a little bit of scoring here on the edges of this front panel. I think you can see it now. Okay. We're just going to do that with our paper trimmer with the score blade. It just gives it a nice little finished, I think, understated, elegant kind of look to it. Alrighty, so let's get started. Let's see what we're going to use today. We need an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of basic white cardstock. And we're going to score and fold that right in the middle at 4 1/4. Okay, so that is going to be our card base. Next, we're going to need a piece of designer series paper measuring 4 by 5 1/4, and also a piece of basic white for the inside, measuring 4 by 5 1/4, because I want it to do that same look on the inside as well. Okay, there we go. So that's why those two are the same measurement. Now, in my first sample, I used the back side of our polar bear designer series paper, and we had those nice little speckles there. This time I'm going to use, I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but it's the Countryside Inn paper. The back side of it has this beautiful navy and misty moonlight, night of navy and misty moonlight stripe. So we're going to use this today just for a slightly different look. Okay, so this is 4 by 5 1/4. And then this piece that we're going to stamp on the front is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. But before we stamp on it, in order to get our spacing right, we are going to do the scoring along the edges first, okay? So let's get this piece, and then our piece of white that we're going to use for the inside, and do our scoring along all 4 sides. So let me bring in my paper trimmer. Okay, I'm going to pop this cutting blade up out of my way, So this lighter gray color blade here is the scoring blade, okay? So this is the one that we're going to be using, not the cutting blade. All right, so let's just do this bigger piece first. This is so easy, but yet it makes such a statement. All right, we're gonna put our piece of paper along the top here on our 4.25 inch. Now, hang on, I have my measurements, my sticky, the 4-inch side up against the top. No, it isn't. It's the 5 1/4 inch. Oh my goodness, the long side, the 5 1/4 inch side. We are going to look at these measurements over here to the right of the cutting track, and we're just going to slide this over to 1/4 inch. We're going to close this down, and then we're just going to score it. Okay. Now, when I did this the first time, I just started at the top and I worked my way around. This time I want to do the top and the bottom and then the sides and see if that makes any kind of subtle difference at all. All right, so here is the bottom, and we're just scoring in 1/4 inch. So we just move that over and then score this again. And then flip it around and do the same thing again. Okay, so that will be our inside one, and I can see where that does look a little bit nicer, I think, with the consistency of these longer lines and then the shorter lines intersecting a little bit cleaner. So there we go. So that's what we're going to do. Same thing with our smaller piece that we're going to stamp. So we're sliding that over to 1/4 inch, and we're going to score there, flip it to the other side, go into 1/4 inch again, and score that. And now we're going to do the scores along the longer sides. Okay, there we go. There's one. And here is the second one. Okay, so hopefully you can see that little bit of detail. It's just going to make such a difference. It's just going to be like subtle, but yet very elegant. Okay, so let's bring in our stamps and our ink pads. For the menorah, I'm going to use the Smoky Slate ink pad. So we'll have that ready. And then for the flames, we will use crushed curry. So let's get that ready as well. I'm going to just put that stamp right there. And then everything else, we're going to use the Night of Navy. Okay. So I have these other images ready. I'm just going to keep that ink pad over there for right now. And because these are photopolymer, you will want to use a little Stampin' Pierce mat underneath. Oops, I'm having a little craft-a-lanch next to us. All right, so there we go. Let me turn this light a little bit. I feel like we're getting a bit of a glare. There we go. That might be just a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's a good move there. Alrighty. So first things first, we're going to put our greeting right here at the bottom. We're going to start stamping at the bottom and move our way up. Okay. So let's get our greeting for the bottom part of this panel. So we're going to ink this up by just tapping it lightly onto the Night of Navy ink pad. And we have Sending Love and Light. We can just push that down, straight down. You don't rock your stamp or move it back and forth, and you just lift it up. Okay, so we have that one done. The next thing we're going to stamp here is the menorah in Smoky Slate. So I'm going to just move this a little bit closer to me. And again, I'm just going to tap this stamp right on the smoky slate ink pad here. And it's a little difficult to see the ink on this stamp, but it is there. It's just a very light color there. So now that I have my score lines done, I'm going to kind of use them to center where I want to place the menorah. Okay, and I'm just going to push that down. Give it a quick second for the paper to absorb the ink. All right, and lift that up. Okay, so we are finished with the smoky slate. So I am just going to close up that ink pad and move it on over. Okay, so now we are going to need our Night of Navy again. Our next step is going to be placing the candles, okay, in the menorah. So this is the image for the candles, and I don't have any ink on here yet. You can see how we're just going to line those up to fit right over top of that menorah. Okay, so sometimes it helps just before you put your ink on, just to practice that so you get the lining of the image correct. Okay, so, and if it's not perfect, that's fine. It is a handmade card. Now I'm going to try not to get my head in here or hit the camera with my head. There we go. I'm not stamping, I'm not looking directly over top, so let's see how that worked. Again, we're going to give it just a quick second to let that ink absorb. That is not bad at all. I think that looks pretty good. All right, so that is our Night of Navy again. Now it is time. We're going to do the same trick here by giving yourself a little practice with our candles, okay? Our flames for the top of the candles. There we go. All right, this is like a very teeny tiny fine stamp. So just tap that ever so slightly, and you can see the crushed curry ink on the flames. And again, push it down and lift it straight up. Okay. All right. So that is all for our the front of our card. Let's stamp the inside of our card as well. So let's bring in that inside panel that we've already scored. And what I did here was ink this Celebrate the Miracle image up, this greeting, with Night of Navy ink. And then we're going to put this beautiful design here of the Stars of David right below it. Okay, so let's just tap this again lightly on our ink pad. So this is Night of Navy ink for the inside. This is a very long greeting. It spans right between those two score lines we did. I have seen some people stamp the greeting and then like cut this miracle, cut this and place it down here. And I've also seen some stampers actually cut the photopolymer stamp. So they have one stamp that says Celebrate the, and then the miracle and the exclamation point are separated from it so they can put it right below it. So either one is a good option. They are your stamps, so you choose how you want to use them, right? Alrighty. So let's just put this right below our greeting. I think that is just such a beautiful image there. It looks so nice. While we have this ink pad open, let me grab an envelope, because I did not do an envelope for the first one. So actually, let's do two envelopes. So I'll have one for each. And let's see. Let's do, oh, I can't decide which one to do. Or to do Happy Hanukkah. Let's see. I feel like I just want to do this one. All right, let's just do this one on the back. And let me grab a block over here. This block is way bigger than we need, but that's okay. All right, so I am just going to open up these flaps here. And then again, just tap this lightly. There we go. And we're just going to put that on the back of the envelope. That's a beautiful image of the Star of David as well. Okay. There we go. We have an envelope for the sample card as well. Okay, let me close up our Knight of Navy and move that over. And I am just going to be safe here and just give my stamps a little wipe off here with my chamois, because they are all right next to me and I'm right-handed, and I have a feeling if I don't clean them over here and move them out of the way of my arm, they're all going to end up on the floor. So is anyone else doing that? That's what I do. I knock stuff over, and then I have a craft-a-lanch, as I call it, and then I can't find it because it's on the floor, and oh my goodness. So thank you for bearing with me and letting me just take that little minute there to do a little cleaning. Let me check our screen. Hey, Beth, how are you? I did get your message, by the way, Beth, too, so that you're all good with that. Alrighty, let's bring in our pieces here, and we're going to assemble this card. So here is our panel of Knight of Navy and Misty Moonlight stripe. It's a beautiful piece of paper, and on the back of it are the birds and the flowers, but for this card we're just going to use this side. So let's open up our card base. We're going to use our multi-purpose liquid glue, and I like to just go around all four sides with a real thin bead of glue. I'm not sure if you can see this or not. It looks like my internet has stalled, so hopefully, at least on the screen where I'm watching, hopefully that has not stalled right here on my camera, or we are in a heap of trouble, aren't we? So here we go. I'm just going to keep going on. Hopefully it is all good to go. Alrighty. So we have this attached to the front now. Now our panel for the front of the card on top of this is going to be raised up. So we're going to use some dimensionals to do that as well. Hang on, let me just take a peek. Yes, okay. I think I am still good going here. I think it's just my laptop over here that I'm using to watch is a little bit behind. Alrighty, so we're just going to put 4 dimensionals, 1 in each corner, and then a dimensional right in the middle, just to support that in the middle. And now we're just going to layer this right on top. Okay, so that's the outside of our card. Now the inside of our card, we are just going to put flat, or you could choose to do dimensionals. Let's do dimensionals this time. And because I am going to be hand delivering these cards, I'm not too worried about the postage. So I'm actually going to put 2 in the middle here. Funny story, I was going to start making my bread today, my challah today, for my friends, and I looked in my egg carton and I had 1 egg. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work. So that's going to be done tomorrow, ladies. So hopefully I will be by with some fresh bread for you tomorrow. There we go. So we have that on the inside. That looks better. I really actually like that popped up because you can kind of see the tone on tone. All right, one last thing I want to do, and I'm not sure if you can see it on my sample. You probably can't because it's so subtle, but we're going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella to the candles, okay, to the flames. Let me refresh this silly laptop and see if we are still good. I hope so. I hope so. Alrighty. Okay, I think we're still good. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with this. Alright, we're just gonna keep on going. Alright, so I'm gonna just shake up my Wink of Stella. It is already in the tip of this brush. And I am just really going to just dab it right over those flames. For this small image, you don't want to be too heavy-handed because this does kind of dissolve the ink a little bit. So you don't want your flames to get really crazy looking and really out of whack. So I am just adding just the slightest little bit of Wink of Stella right over top of those flames and giving them just a little bit of sheen. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm going to just run over them one more time just to give them that little bit of sparkle. Just like that, okay? Alrighty, and that finishes up this card. Let's see if I can raise this up, and I'm not sure if the camera will pick up the little bit of sheen on the flames. It doesn't look like it is, but this is a really good way to see the scoring around this panel now. Just the simplest thing, but yet it gives it such, you know, such a little, I don't know, elegant touch. So there we go. And then there's the inside. All right, we have the score line at the top and the bottom, and then the sides as well. Okay, so that is our Hanukkah card for today. Thank you guys for tuning in today versus yesterday. I had a great little birthday party to go to for one of my friends turning 7 years old. So it was a lot of fun. And let me tell you, man, her mom and dad went all out. They had, it was a season theme. So each area was a different season. And they had like a craft for each season. So they had a little activity for each season, and oh my gosh, it was like, I would have loved to have had that kind of crafty birthday party when I was turning 7. So that's where I was yesterday afternoon at my little friend's 7th birthday party. So here are our cards today. I will be back next Saturday at 3 p.m. Nothing is going on next Saturday. Nope, I will be here. So I will be here next Saturday at 3 p.m. for some more stamping fun. Again, this Celebrate the Miracle stamp set is only available in my online stores, not in any printed catalog at this time. And if you're interested in ordering this stamp set, lots of great imagery, and beautiful. And I love the fact too, my friend pointed out, I love the fact that they spelled Hanukkah both ways, okay? Because some people prefer Hanukkah with the H and some people prefer Hanukkah with the CH, okay? So I love that they did that as well. So you can still get this stamp set in my online store. Just visit nancyamato.stampinup.net and you can search for Celebrate the Miracle. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday, and I will see you back normal time next Saturday again at 3 p.m. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.